Hello and welcome. It's The Chat. I am Manny. Towards the end of the 80s, when it seemed as if there were only two people dominating the music scene, Onyeka Onwenu and late Christy Essien, a certain young lady was like a bolt out of the blue, stormed into the music scene, and the rest is history. Let's meet my guests on the program.
Stella Manya, with 6 albums to her credit and over 24 years in the business, ranks among Nigeria's top female musicians. Her hit tracks, Okomiye and Kilode, produced more than 20 years ago, are still sweet to the ears of genuine music lovers. She was born in Ibadan, Oyo State in the 60s to Mr. and Mrs. Christian Onyekama. She obtained a degree in theatre arts at Obafemi Awolowo University in Ile-Ife. She was a member of a musical group called the Noah Band. Stella began her artistic career at age 14 when she boldly went on the Art Holiday Show, a very popular musical program on NTA network service, where she rendered the song Elenua. This paved way for her musically and led to the release of a hit song, Okomiye, in the early 80s under EMI Records. She later moved to Tabansi Records, where she produced 5 other albums. Stella represented Nigeria in several music and arts festivals across the globe. She also took part in the All Universities Games in Côte d'Ivoire, where she sang Nigeria's national anthem for the Nigerian sports contingents and the sports audience. Not limiting herself to one craft, Stella frequently has featured in some Nollywood movies. Her latest project is titled Agbede, a Yoruba movie. Stella is a single mother with 2 children. One of them, Ibrahim Monye, had a freak accident at age 11 and has been in and out of surgery for the past 18 years. Stella is currently in the studio working on a new album titled Iyanu.
This is me face to face with Stella Manya. Sensational. You know, I know that nobody can take that velvety voice away from you. But let's put it on record, Stella, that this is where you recorded.
Yes.
Your first and only album.
Yes, my first album.
And we're in the studio waiting for another album after almost, how many years break?
I don't think I really went completely on break like that.
Okay.
I think it's just like doing one thing at a particular time. You know, don't forget that in between all this, I was doing national engagements. I was on Nigerian 99 project. I was on the Peace Project for Nigeria. I traveled for Nigeria. I went to Horizont Festival of Arts, World Festival of Arts in Berlin, where we toured Geneva, Amsterdam, and other states in Germany.
Well, was it only one album that you were, you know?
No. Of course, I did other albums. I did Argo Samba. Argo Samba was there. Kilode was there. Ife was there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. At least I moved from EMI to Tabansi Records.
So how many albums do you have in your bag now?
I think about 6.
Wow.
Not more than 6, yeah.
But obviously the big one was Okomiye.
Was Okomiye, yeah, which was the first.
That was
they say first cut is the deepest.
It's good to know that you're back in the studio, the same studio where you recorded the first album.
The first album.
Yeah.
So let's hope the blessing of the first, it will have the same impact.
But the feeling is different, you know, Stella.
Yes.
I mean, you played what we call secular music then, wasn't
yeah.
it? And now today, you know, you are a Jesus singer, you know, born again Christian.
Yeah.
When did that feeling come to you?
Okay. You know, sometimes God uses trials to turn your face to Him. Mm-hmm. It depends on what has happened to you, when, and then, of course, you get to that level where you go high. When they go low, you go high. It's a quote from an American election, you know. But basically, I think it has largely to do with the accident my son had.
We're going to talk about that,
You know,
because that's an
and-
important part of your life, isn't
Yeah,
it?
and that cut out, stopped me, delayed me, almost ruined me, had a lot of major impacts on my work, my career, and his own career and work as well.
But thank God you've overcome it, haven't you?
Well, the process is still ongoing. Recently, I took him to New York, where about 2 surgeries was done. And we're awaiting the last surgery, hopefully in February. And I'm just hoping this will be the last time we'll have to talk about the same issue. You know, but like I said, there are things that happens to you. You can't but turn to Jesus and say, look, you are all I have. I don't have anybody to turn to. It's you and me. So you are going to solve this problem. And I've done this praise album that I'm doing now to commemorate that.
And you're dedicating it to him as well.
Yes, yes.
He is a 27-year-old man.
Yes.
How old is he?
Yes, 29 now.
At the time he had that freak accident,
He was 11.
He was 11.
Yeah.
The interesting thing about that story was that he was only trying to help
Somebody
friend
else, yeah.
to get water from a water tank.
Yeah.
And fell
from there, yeah.
From there, burst his scrotum.
Well, I wouldn't say he burst his scrotum, because if he burst his scrotum, he won't be alive.
Yeah.
But he had a pierce from that area that pierced into his urethra.
Wow.
So they did several surgeries that failed. We were in India, we were everywhere. It failed. And somewhere along the line, because there was no flow from his urethra, everything started going back to his kidney, and his liver and everything started getting affected. His bladder ruptured, in the process of infection and all kinds of things. It's been a really long,
it affected
painful
you.
journey.
He affected you as the mother.
Yes.
What about him? Did he affect him that much in
Yes,
terms of
psychologically
education?
and otherwise. The only thing is that I managed to make him do a lot of online course. While he's lying down on the hospital beds, he was doing course. He was choosing courses to do. And today he has been able to do a lot of course in IT. And I'm very proud that he's a very intelligent boy, and he's a very sharp
Who was
person.
he taking after, the father or the mother? In intelligence?
He came on his own.
I read at some points, that you were looking for some funds to help you.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, and
we did.
Did you make enough?
My disappointment really was the Nigerian government, to think that it was when I went for Nigeria 99, when we went to present the theme song to General Abdulsalam Abubakar. That was when my son fell, because I left him behind. He was just 11. And he probably sneaked out to his friends on their way to lesson because I'm not around. Normally, I would take my son and go and drop him at the lesson. But in this case, mommy is not around. So he felt, let me go to my friends, my neighbors, so we can all move together to lesson.
I know you very well, Stella. Your son, Ibrahim, obviously he's not from your late, partner. Is it Tony St. I?
Okay, my friend, no.
Oh, okay.
Definitely
you had him
not.
before Tony. You started a relationship with Tony?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that you guys were like
it was a shock,
5 and 6 at some point.
Well, things happen, sometimes you think this is the right thing and then it turns out not to work out, So it was a very tough, turbulent time.
Are you in a relationship now?
With Jesus, yes.
How does it feel like these days when you see younger artists, hitting the limelight, and those lights they look a lot brighter than they used to be with people like yourselves, because these people are making millions, if not billions of naira How does it feel sitting back and watching them?
Well, so many things happened that people refuse to address. A lot of people are not talking about the major issue that happened in between we call ourselves the bridge between the legends and the new generation. Because if you call us legend, what is Sonny Ade and Obe and Fela and all these other people and Sonny Okosun, I mean, so people still call us legend.
The superstars.
It's okay, yeah, it's okay, but the truth is that we're the bridge between the great legends and the new generation.
Who were those in your generation again?
Raskimono, Majek Fashek, this baby Wala Colombo guy, Venom Marawi, Fumi Adams, Mata Olaito, Fumi Davies. When and Christy started this whole thing for the female generation, and we took after them, and a lot of them fell by the wayside. And of course, all the men came up, Zaki Aze and all of them came up, and he was quite bountiful, but somewhere along the line, something happened. And like I said, nobody wants to address this part of it.
What do you think happened? What do you think?
What happened was that, one, the record companies phased out. And for our generation, we were used to proper channel, which is you go to the record company, you submit your demo, and then the A&R managers take it up from there, but we didn't have them anymore. They started packing their bags, because the pirates really pounced on them, So in that vein, at that particular point, a lot of people in our generation started leaving the country. People like Michael Cree jetted out of the country. Majek left. A whole lot of them started leaving. Raskimono left, because it was no longer conducive. You don't go to Alaba and give your work to a pirate to work on, So that gap came there. So a lot of us stopped recording because there were no longer record companies that could take up the job. So these new boys came with a lot of cash from wherever. I don't know where. I don't want to. I don't want to talk.
You're free to say. Where do you think the money came from?
Well, some of them are doing Yahoo. That's the truth. And then some of them have.
So you think it is the money? It is not the talents?
No. Some of them have fathers that are loaded, who say, okay, is this what my son wants to do? Because if you look at the trend now, you see that a lot of people that their fathers are loaded are in the industry now. There are more than, So
was it really about money? I mean,
yes, it's about money.
But the technology has made it even easier and cheaper, hasn't it?
They just go, take one laptop, some few things, put it together. Even if your voice is not, on key, the autocorrect puts it on key. Like we have to sing and sing and sing and repeat until we get it. We didn't have those kind of facilities. They were there, but the emphasis was not there for those kind of facilities at that time.
Okay, but then now that they are here now, does it make life much easier for you?
Well,
I mean we are in the
we
studio.
can't go that way. It's not possible for people like us in our generation to go that way.
Why?
Because I've been struggling with this album now for a while, and I will not allow somebody to bring autocorrect to put my voice on anything. It's got to be my voice from how it was then. It has to either go like this now or go like that. I will not allow my song to start sounding like one machine puppet put together.
Your son, how does he begin to look at you? He's not interested in music. Does he also sometimes have suggestions for, what you should do with music?
I told you, he's a very intelligent boy. That medical thing has really, slowed him down a little, but despite that, he still tries to contribute his own quota, still says things, still does things.
He is Ibrahim.
Yeah.
Who's the father?
He was named after Babangida. He was born on August 17th in the year Babangida was head of state.
Pick a question. Stella Manya, what are your views on politics in Nigeria?
I believe Nigeria is a great place, a great nation. And anytime I go out of the country and I see other countries, I just say, oh, Nigeria is so sweet. I love this country. I love Nigeria. I don't think I can love anywhere like Nigeria. The only problem we're having is this internal issue of the cabals and the owners of Nigeria.
Who are the owners of Nigeria?
Well,
What do you mean,
you all know
owners
them.
of
You all know
Nigeria?
who they are. You know, but
It's you and me. Who
no,
are the owners of
you all know who
Nigeria?
they are. You know the few popular names of those who own Nigeria, because there are people who own Nigeria, who just sit down and decide what happens in Nigeria.
Really?
Yes.
What do you find most disappointing about Nigeria? As a Nigerian?
What I find so disappointing is that we have money. I mean, they tell us when we travel that, oh, are you a Nigerian? Oh, that's place where a lot of money from Africa, you know. They even inflate things that we want to buy for that sake, you know. But to think that, I think that the resources that we've come up with in this short time of our independence will have been enough for us to put some things in place. Some things that we'll look back and say, okay, the other countries are working, they have everything, but we too, we're working to some extent. They can do it. We have the money. Nigerians can do it. One person has the money that can liberate Nigeria. You know, so what is the problem? Why is everybody siphoning money? They're not going anywhere with it. When you die alone and you take nothing with you. And to think that you could better Nigeria with this money, you could still take some to take care of yourself. Don't, the way they siphon in Nigeria, they call us animals, because they believe that the way we siphon as if
There's no tomorrow.
for generations to come. What for? Some of the monies now are lost. Some are lost inside water tank. Some are lost in foreign accounts. Some are lost where they buried it because the owners have died.
Them, yeah.
It's just paper.
Yeah, but can I ask you a question, Stella? Have you registered ever? Have you voted before in this country?
Yes, I have. As a matter of fact, I've worked with some political bodies before. I've had opportunity to say, oh, okay, this body, let's try them. They may come up with something nice, and I put all my energy, I follow them around, I do things for them, I do jingle, I take my musical equipment and go with them everywhere, But at the end of the day, the truth is that you get to that point where you're disappointed at everybody, and then you sit back and say, oh, okay, let's see where it goes. Let's see how it goes. That's the point we are now.
What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to a better Nigeria because we have no other country we can call our own. I don't intend to pack my bag and go and stay in anywhere else in the world. I'm a Nigerianized Nigerian, and I want it to be good so that I'll be able to look back and say, okay, I'm only traveling on holidays. I don't want to run away and go and be doing, I call it second coming of slavery in another man's land, because you're going to wash somebody else's napkin and wash people's dead body and wash things that you normally won't wash in your country. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all.
Something I've never asked you, Stella, how you actually got into music. I just know that we all embraced you when you came on the scene.
Okay.
The effect was so much that nobody even wanted to talk about where you started from. Or who inspired you and all of that. Say it now.
You know what happens in life? Sometimes it's a chance. Somebody will say, oh, we all wait for audition. I was just messing around. when we got there, they just chose me, and I became a broadcaster. So things happened with chance and time and where. It started from school. I just know I was interested in theater and all of that, and I used to do a lot of the singing. And then somebody taps me and say, "Oh girl, you have this vocal ability." I said, "Oh really?" I didn't recognize it from beginning, And there's a way along the line, Okomiye, which was dedicated to my mother, because my mother is one of those African women.
Really? Why would you dedicate Okomi? Okomi means husband.
Yes.
Why would you dedicate it to
I dedicated it to her.
Okay, the song
because she was going through some things at the time, She was one of those African women who really want to stay married, no matter what. My father was the Casanova type, but my mother was there. She glued herself.
Thank you for that.
She stayed put. What we in our generation cannot take. She stayed there. My father married another wife. They will come and they will leave her there because she will stay in her right position and she will be cool and she won't make any trouble. She will give them food when they come. She will serve them. My father will gallivant and come back to her, and she will say, "I'm staying with my kids. I don't want my kids to suffer." So at a point, I couldn't help it. I said, I need to write this woman a song. I didn't know the song was going to become a monumental hit. I just said, let me just dedicate this nice, simple song to my mother. So I started messing around with some keyboardists. I said, I want to put one song together. I put the lyrical content together, and then I put a melody behind it. And I'm like, I'm writing the song. Where did it come from? How did it come? Because though I was, we were attending one Methodist church, I was a member of the choir, but it was just that small. So it wasn't about anything else, But somewhere along the line, like I said, somebody else again tapped me and said, "This song, don't waste it. Let's take it to EMI." I said, "Who is EMI?" They said, "It's a recording company in Oregon." I said, "You think they will take it?" Okay. We took it there. And then I forgot the CD, cassette. It was cassette. I said, "I beg, that's their business."
How much money did you make from that album?
It's very funny. They sold so much. One of the engineers is here. He's the owner of the studio now. They sold so much, but I never made a kobo from that album.
But you didn't want?
No, the day I went there and said, "Okay, can we look at the book so I can be paid?" They said they can't find the book.
You're allowed to take only 5 items you consider very important to you. What would they be?
My microphone, because I'll be imagining that I'll be doing things on the island. I'll take water, even though there may be water surrounding the island. I can't guarantee that I will drink that water until I've exhausted this one. I won't drink that. Then I'll take some money that can help me to get a boatman to get me out of the place. I'll take some clothing. I'll take some blankets, so that I can wrap myself if it becomes too windy. That's for. What would the last one be? Of course, my glasses and my phone, so I can, if I'm going to get signal, so I can chat or.
On a musical note, Stella, what would you say to people who love you?
That I'm coming back soon to the scene, and that it's just going to be better. It can never be less.
Has your album got a title yet?
Yes.
What is it called?
Iyanu.
Iyanu. Does it have a meaning in
Miracle.
Well, let's wait for the miracle. Thank you, Stella. It's been nice talking to you. Nice seeing
Manny, the gentleman Manny.
Right.
You're still gentle.
Really?
Yeah.
It's been Stella Manya on The Chat. I am Manny. Take care of yourselves. The Chat is produced by Channels Television. You can watch it again online. Just visit our social media platforms: Twitter, YouTube, Facebook.
you.